I've taken a look at a few different portable display screens on this channel, but I've never had an all-metal touch monitor with a stand included, especially at this price point. Let's take a look at it. What's up everybody, welcome to the FEZ Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. Like I mentioned in the intro, on the table in front of me, I have the FEZOBR, I believe is how you say the brand name, 15.6 inch portable touch monitor. This is an extremely well-built, surprisingly well-built monitor that folds up into a very compact form factor that can plug into your laptop or even your phone and be used to extend your displays. You can use it horizontally, vertically. It has an on-screen keyboard and a lot of other features that I can't wait to tell you about. But before we do that, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and like this video, leave a comment and ring the notification bell. All of those help me to keep bringing you new products each and every week. But enough about that, let's dive into taking a look at this FEZOBR 15.6 inch portable touch monitor. Now, when it comes to the unboxing portion of this video, I've already done that so that I could set this up and use it. I'll overlay the footage on top while I talk about what comes in the packaging. Obviously, first and foremost, you're going to get the monitor itself, which we're going to go into greater depth here in a minute. You're also going to get a user manual as well as a quick start guide. These are actually very, very helpful to get the settings dialed in just right on this monitor because it can be used landscape and portrait as well as in a keyboard setting. You want to use this manual to understand how to set it up with either your Mac or your Windows device. It will work with both, but the setup steps are unique. I'm not going to go into all of them today. A lot of the functionality is completely plug and play with a few exceptions, which I'll talk about in just a moment. They also include this cable right here, which is a USB-C to right angle USB-C, which is how I'm connecting this to my laptop right now. If your laptop has power output at least 10 watts, it can both power the display and run the video signal. So that's what mine is doing right now. I have a single cable connected. If you do, however, need to power the monitor as well, if your USB-C does not have 10 watts, they include a second USB-C to USB-C cable to provide power. Now, if you're using a desktop or your computer is old enough that it does not have USB-C, they also include this cable, which is an HDMI, or USB-C, excuse me, to HDMI with 2 USB ports. This way you can power the device, get video signal, and use the touch control all with one cable. So no matter how old your computer is, they have the accessories you need to make sure that it functions flawlessly. Now let's take a look at the screen itself. Like I said, I was completely impressed and surprised by how well built this is. This is, I believe, aluminum, like a thick aluminum base with 4 rubber feet. You have the stand right here and the monitor itself. All of this is metal and glass on the front. It feels very, very sturdy and like something you would find in a retail environment. It feels that good. There's a lot of functionality as far as angling this the best way that you would prefer. You can rotate the monitor on the base, you can tilt the monitor in this direction, and then you can also fold this portion down as well. So this will fold up completely flat. I just don't want to push the touch screen. There we go. Can fold up completely flat like that, and then you can angle it to whatever angle you desire. They also have some kickstand feet right here, so if you'd like to lay out the kickstand flat, or the monitor flat on your table, excuse me, you can do that like so, okay? Now, I'm gonna extend this back out to show you one more orientation that you can do with this guy, and that is by separating the monitor from the base, which you just kind of push it up like that, and then switching it over to this bracket. You can also use the monitor in a vertical configuration, which I personally like. That takes up a lot less space on your desk, and it just looks really, really neat. Now let's talk about some of the functionality and the control of this. I'm gonna switch this back to landscape for this video so that we can demonstrate the keyboard and a few other functions. Now around the edge of the display, you're gonna see a few ins and outs. We've got all of our USB-C ports right there. Signal, power, depending on which configuration you're using, the manual will explain which one that you need to use. There's also a small button on the top right here. This is how you power the screen on and off. And if you hold it for 1 second or about a half second, you can switch to the on-screen keyboard display, which we will do in just a moment. That's really all of the ins and outs on this, and there's only the singular button, so it's very, very easy to control. Now let's talk about the different display modes and configurations. Again, to flip between horizontal and vertical, you're just gonna adjust those settings in your PC. You'll go to your display settings, right click on your home screen of your computer, and you can adjust monitor to as far as the resolution and which orientation you have it in. You can choose to extend your display or duplicate your display like you can with any other screen, and you can also set this up as a touch monitor. Again, all of those instructions are in the manual. Depending on which operating system you have, it's different, so I'm not gonna go through all of that today, but it's a matter of a few steps. Took me no more than a minute. The touch display is very, very responsive. It works quickly. I don't have any lag. You don't have to really push the screen. A gentle touch is all you need. I'm overall very impressed with the touchscreen response. One thing I am impressed with is the on-screen keyboard. If you did wanna set this up in some sort of retail environment, it would work well for that. However, be aware that it does reduce your screen resolution to 1920 by 540, which is quite small. To access the keyboard, you just hold this button for about half a second and then let go, and it's gonna switch to keyboard mode. Now, when you do this, you have to change your settings in your computer. You have to change the resolution to the 1920 by 540. I think it saved my settings right there. But again, if I type on this, you can hear the clicking. It's very, very responsive, okay? Again, this makes this so small. Maybe you could type some specific program to fit in this window. For me, I don't really need this. I more just want the touch capacity and the overall screen itself. So just click this for one more second again, and it will go back to the regular display mode. If you want to access the display settings such as brightness and volume, you just take two fingers and swipe down from the top, and those settings will appear right here. You have control over the brightness, the volume, the color profile, be it warm or cool or standard, the orientation, and then it's just got a display of the version. To get rid of that screen, it'll go away on its own, or you can swipe back up from the bottom. The last thing I wanted to highlight, although I can't actually use my phone with this because it's an Apple phone and I don't have the adapter, this does work with your mobile devices if they have a USB-C output. However, be aware that they do need 10 watts of power output for this to work with them, or you'll have to use the separate power cable for the device. So you could use it with your phone, maybe for presentations, take this on the go, it's quite compact, but just be aware that you do need to plug it into some sort of power. Overall though, I'm super impressed with this FEZOBR 15.6-inch portable touch monitor. The build quality is phenomenal, the touch screen itself is responsive, and the colors on the display are very clear and crisp. This is a 1080 pixel display, and it looks just as good as my laptop screen. I love how easy this is to adjust, and I love that you can put it in portrait mode to fit on your desks. I don't really have any complaints other than all of the steps you need to go to set up the display settings, just to dial it in perfect depending on which orientation you have it in. It's not like got an accelerometer so it automatically switches. You do need to adjust those yourself, but on the whole, it's a matter of minutes and not that big of a deal. So if you want to grab one of these for yourself, I will include a link down in the description. You can go check it out there, buy it if you want. It supports the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra, and I would of course love you for it. If you don't want to grab one of these, just go ahead and subscribe, ring the notification bell, leave a comment, and like the video. All of those help me to keep bringing you reviews each and every week. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.